Hot girl walks will make you feel better, but they won't get you snatched. And if you've been walking every single day, maybe eating a little bit cleaner, but you've lost the weight, but you're still not toned and not where you want to be, I'm going to tell you why. I just want to add a disclaimer that everything I'm sharing today is based on my personal results and what I've seen work for hundreds of women in my workout programs. If you're a beginner, this is exactly the type of information I would go for, and this is the kind of information I wish I knew before I started. Starting with section 1, what do hot girl walks do? They reduce stress, they boost your mood, get you moving, and they help you burn a little bit more calories in your day. And if you're someone who has a sedentary lifestyle and doesn't really move their body much, this is exactly something you need to incorporate into your life. But here's the thing, your body adapts to the way you live, so if you only do that, after a while, those daily steps are not going to challenge your body or challenge your muscles anymore. It's not going to really change your shape. Now, why is it not really going to change your shape? If your goal is to slim down, look more defined, see muscle tone, then you need resistance. You need something that's going to challenge your muscles. And walking doesn't build muscle really. Now, with a good diet and walking, you may lose weight, you may lose just a little bit of fat at first, but at the end of the day, it's only going to make you look smaller, not more toned. You'll literally look like the bigger version of yourself in a smaller size. It is absolutely almost impossible, unless you have insane genetics, to be super shredded by just eating good and walking. Now for section 2, talking about things you should incorporate. This is section 2, part 1, and that is adding strength training to your body. Now, do not click out of this video if you are afraid of strength training, because I am not someone who strength trains a lot anymore. All I ask you to do is add in strength training to your routine 2 times a week. I'm not telling you to lift like a bodybuilder. I am not a gym rat muscle mommy. If you're new here, I am literally a Pilates queen. All I ask for you to do is to build muscle in any place that you don't want it to look flaccid or not toned. For example, a more common area that people like to still strength train is their lower body, their legs and their butt. The whole reason for that is because our legs and our butt is really strong. It takes something a lot heavier, a lot stronger for that area to build muscle. So strength training would be your #1 best friend in this. You do not need to do anything way too intense that makes you sweat buckets. All I ask for you to do is 2 times a week, add in weights to that area of your body. Something I used to do, which I'll give you a little insight on kind of how my workout split used to be, is hip thrusts, glute hyperextensions, step ups, and leg extensions. Those were my go-tos for my lower body. And if you're asking about upper body and abs with weights, I personally do not really use weights at the gym for that area. And if you're someone who wants more of my kind of figure, I'll kind of teach you how to incorporate your abs and upper body in the next section. You do not need to go to the gym to add resistance training to your body. You can purchase a few dumbbells, heavier dumbbells, and just start doing workouts for your body that is not walking. Start doing squats, hip thrusts, things like that, glute bridges. You can even go on YouTube and just start doing something that burns your muscles more than walking does. Do that 2 times a week, either at the gym would be the most optimal, or with dumbbells at home. And trust me, 2 times a week doing strength training is not going to make you look worse or look bulky or anything. If you do want to stay on the slimmer side and daintier side, then I just suggest you're not progressively overloading. And if you don't know what progressively overloading means, that means adding more weight to your workouts every single week, every other day. Don't add more weight, just start by doing a weight that makes you struggle the last few reps and just keep it at that weight for a while. And I promise you, in just a few weeks, you're gonna start seeing more toneness happening because of that. Now, section 3 is talking about my abs and my upper body. So you can do bar, you can do some kind of yoga sculpt, or you can do Pilates. I'm going to talk about Pilates because I did see a ginormous difference with Pilates. If you enjoy bar though, bar is also a really great option. For me, Pilates was my secret weapon, especially if you don't love lifting that often. Pilates is your scapegoat. It will make you look more toned, and I will explain why. I combine Pilates with strength training for these reasons. Pilates improves your posture, which makes you look a little bit more elongated, a little better just all in your body. It is the killer on your core, not just core strength, but on building abs, it is amazing for it. Flexibility is much better here, and it also helps a lot more on muscle to mind connection than, in my opinion, lifting only does. I was able to have way better lifting sessions and use my core a lot more because of Pilates. And no one knows really about this one, but it also makes you recover faster, which means you're less sore often and you're able to stay more consistent and not be burnt out because you're recovering faster. A lot of women in my programs either start with Pilates or start with just weightlifting and then incorporate both later on. Or if you want to do things fully on the right way, I highly suggest you add in 2 strength training days and 3 Pilates days. Now, if you're asking what kind of Pilates, I always tell my clients at least 30 minutes of a full body workout with dumbbells. And the reason why I say with dumbbells is because for our upper body to get toned, we of course need dumbbells. I'm not telling you to lift 30 pounds per arm. I'm telling you to lift maximum 3 kilos, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds per arm. And trust me, it will add up. It burns really bad. And now going on to section 4, which kind of explains the whole reasoning for everything here. So here's the formula. Number 1, yes, continue your walking. If you have been walking 10K steps a day, keep doing that. If you haven't, start to incorporate walking a little bit more. I'm not against walking, but it should not be something that should be done alone. Now, the reason why is because it doesn't build muscle. Yes, maybe it burns more calories, but it's not building muscle. So you'll never look toned only walking. Now, if you want to look toned, start adding resistance training. Number 2, adding strength training 2 times a week is what I suggest at first, and then Pilates 2 to 3 times a week as well. Now, what that's going to do is strength training does burn a little bit more calories in your day, but it's also building muscle at the same time. So you could be burning fat and building a little bit more muscle so you have that toneness there. You cannot look toned if you do not have muscle. You need to have some muscle so that when you lose fat, you will reveal that muscle and look toned. Now, all of this cannot be done or look its best if your diet is not in check. And do not scroll out of this because I am talking to you right now when I tell you that diet is 80% of your results, and I know for a fact you know you're having way too much sugar, way too many carbs, and drinking way too much out on the weekends. Now, I'm gonna break it down simply so that you don't even need to track your calories. If you want to, you can, but you don't need to even track your calories if you do it this way. And I'm speaking specifically for people who want to tone down or lose weight. When you're looking at your plate, I want you to cut your carbs and sugar in half and add in chicken or fiber like broccoli instead. So if you have a plate of rice, chicken, and broccoli, I want you to cut that rice in half, and instead of, oh my gosh, I'm cutting out food, I feel less satisfied, I want you to add in more protein or more fiber to that. Now, what is that gonna do? Basically, our body's source of energy is carbs or sugar. So the more carbs or sugar we have in our body, the more your body's going to reach for that source of energy, which is not a bad thing. But what happens when you run out of carbs and sugar as your source of energy? Your body grabs your fat instead. That is how fat loss happens. So to boost fat loss, what I do is I cut down just a little bit, not cut out, cut down my carbs and sugar so that my body reaches for my fat as energy more instead. If you do that, incorporation to adding more protein to your diet, you will notice how quickly you get toned. And then it's just a matter of patience. You are not broken. All of these fitness influencers, including myself you look up to, did not look like models in 1 month of working out. Now, that should not make you feel discouraged. If anything, it should make you feel better, because it makes you know you're not actually doing anything wrong. You're not actually broken. It's just that you haven't been doing this long enough. You need to be honest with yourself. How many years were you not working out? How many years were you eating ice cream every day, eating fast food every day? That's how many years it might take you to come completely off and look like a completely new person. You're going to look like the person you consume. Start adding these habits to your life. You do not need to be perfect, because no one starts perfect. You cannot become Beethoven if you've never played the piano. I always like to say that, okay? Start with little habits and give yourself grace. If you know this week you did better than you ever have last month, keep that as your accomplishment and know, I can do that again, and continue to do that and continue to fix on that. You can stack up little habits here and there to keep improving. And that's kind of the whole gist of it. I hope this gives you a good direction towards where you should be going. But yeah, if hot girl walks have been your only strategy to lose fat and lose weight, don't feel bad. I feel like it's a really common thing to be misinterpreted about or confused about. You've already built the habit of movement, at least. Now it's just time to upgrade. Now, if all of this helped a lot, I also have one-on-one meetings if you want something more curated towards you. But other than that, I'm not going to talk your ear off or promote anything. You know what to do. Just do it and keep doing it. It is impossible for you to be doing everything I told you to do and not get more toned. It is impossible. So if it's not working for you, you're not doing something, okay? And remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, okay? It's going to be hard sometimes. It is about stepping up and still doing it anyways, all right? I wish you the best of luck in your fitness journey. You're going to do great. All right, bye.